Here we go, Honest Sense Gaming fans. We're starting the next chapter. It's called Chapter 10, Catch a Tiger. We're going to be interrogating her to find out more information and hopefully find out where Kawana is. But here we go. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on notifications. We need all the help we can get.
13
We're at
years
69 subscribers right now. We definitely want to build the channel with your guys' help.
Into a coma, sealing his fate alongside Kawana's. Ridden by guilt, Kawana sets off on a path of vengeance.
Yeah, it does.
And the bullies he drags with him are shackled to the shadows. However, Yoko Sawa's murder serves as a deadly wake-up call to what he's done.
Here we go, like I said, Chapter 10, Catch a Tiger. I think we're pretty far into the game now. I think there's 13 chapters total, so we've been cruising right along. I'm really enjoying this series and hope both Judgment games and also the Yakuza game. The whole thing is amazing. Now who's taking... Oh, Yagami's taking pictures. I was taking pictures of all the people.
What are you doing?
He's like, I'm getting information on you.
Getting your identification on record, so you won't be a threat to us anymore. What? And I think you owe us after everything you've done. Expect me to come collect one of these days.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be those guys.
Your carriage awaits, Mamiya-san.
Don't tell me we're going back to that dingy arcade.
We sure are. But try not to hold a grudge. It wasn't us who abandoned you. Higashi, you already called Sari-san to the gang, right?
Yeah, I let them know what's up. They said they'll head over when they're ready.
Did Shirosaki-sensei say anything?
Well, she was pretty stunned when I told her who Kawana really is and what he's up to.
Sounding a little smug there, Higashi-san. Taking credit for the detective work you didn't even do? Back me up here, Yagami-san.
Whatever, man. Kawana got away, and that's all that matters. Still, the task in front of us is finishing Sari-san's case. We have to clear up Ehara's crime once and for all. With Mamiya-san's help, of course.
Finally, I'm ready to get some answers. Well, we still got time till Shirosaki-sensei gets here. Why don't you take a breather, Yagami-san?
That'd be okay?
Sure. I'll call you once everyone's here.
Yeah, a break sounds good.
By the way, Higashi, has anything unusual gone down in Kamasho lately? Anything involving RK?
Yeah, about that. My guys are saying things have been a little too quiet since yesterday.
Yeah, that's not
Soma
good.
and Akutsu are out in Ijincho too. When they come back, they're in for a rude awakening. And they can pay for what they did to Kaito Aniki.
Make them pay? Aren't your
Aren't your
Yakuza
Yakuza
days
days behind you
Not
now?
the Yakuza and me talking. That's just a problem I'm gonna be the solution for.
I like that
Isn't
guy.
that
He's funny.
exactly what a Yakuza would say?
Fine.
He's like,
Think of it
fine.
as getting revenge for a brother.
That sounds like
Doing
Yakuza.
the right thing, damn it!
Yeah, maybe it's just a
Besides, what's the matter if I was
Sorry about
Yakuza?
that, guys. That's funny.
Got my own
I was
code,
laughing so
and I'm
hard it
gonna
made me
do
cough.
right by me.
Whatever you say. Much as things change,
They stay the same, yeah. Yeah, might as well see what's going on. I know we got, I think, one more side case, I want to say. That's officially, it says we're at 41 side cases. So we're missing one right there. Maybe we'll head over to Ijincho and see if we can find it. See what I can upgrade here. What? Oh, right there, 20,000. Yeah, we only got about 40 upgrades on there. Before we'll have all the skills, so it's not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, let's take the taxi. let's take the taxi and we'll go back to Jincho, and hopefully we can get that last side case going. I don't know what's going on with it. I've done like tons of the main story. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see, we need to go. I always forget where it is for some reason. I think it's that one. Oh yeah, we just gotta turn around and go this way. And watch out for the pole. Man, he's like hitting everybody. Yeah, let's see what we got up on the board. Still nothing? What? It just says main story progress, that's all it says. What in the random? Okay, well that was a waste of my time. I don't know why it won't let me do that. That's weird. Gosh, that's annoying. Gosh, dang it, dude. Yeah, that doesn't make me very happy because I thought it'd just be a simple like, oh hey, we're to the last main side case. Well, there's one more to do that's supposed to be pretty easy. Then after that, you're gonna go after the whatchamacallit.
Irashaimase.
4,000 now. It says Book of the Wounded, so there is one. 50,000. Holy. That's not good. How am I going to get 50,000? I guess we'll get the Book of the Wounded. What? Give me the maximum in stock. Wait, what?
ありがとうございました。
Oh, gosh dang it. I got all these, but I don't know why it won't let me. I don't know why you would have too many of them. It just doesn't make sense that I couldn't pick that up. What's the name of that one?
いらっしゃいませ。
It's called Book of the Wounded.
ありがとうございました。
Yeah, let me look at it. No, let me look at the skills. It says wounded. It says on the tiger one. Maybe I already have it. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it on here if it's a tiger one. Because the tiger one, there's only 7 more and they're down at the bottom. And that one's already, we got that one there. This one says, you lack the required skill, skateboard rocketeer. To crush a dragon. Yeah, so none of those technically have anything to do with. So maybe we do already have that one, I don't know. I think I've already talked to this cat.
A name, huh?
Boo, wasn't it?
Who's a good boy?
Yeah, let's go up to Go up to Hamakita Park and see if there's anything I can buy up there. I feel like there's some skill books that I still don't have. Then, since I don't have a side case, which I don't know what the deal is with that, I can't get that last side case to trigger. And I'll have to head over to... I'll have to head back to Kamurocho for the finish. Or to the main story, I mean, not the finish, because we still got a couple more chapters. I head over there to interrogate her some more. Yeah, I don't know if this guy has anything I can buy. I guess we'll see. Because I've got tons of points I can use. Skateboard Rocketeer, is that the one I was looking up? That one's 35,000. Is there anything else I need? I can get, there's all my skateboards that I would need for that. Yeah, let's get this one right here, Skateboard Rocketeer. And when I have more, I'll have to come get these, try to get these skateboards unlocked. So that should, you've unlocked a new skill. Okay, there we go. I was going to say it should pop up. Yeah, so right there, use the skateboard to perform powerful slides. So now we got that unlocked. So a lot of those we can already do, so that works out good. So that's the last skill book that that guy has. Yeah, I think we probably killed enough time, especially since we went all the way to Ijincho. So I'm thinking that we could probably just go back to Kamurocho. So let's head to the taxi and see what we can do. So yeah, here's the phone call that we probably need.
Hey, Yagami-san.
Hey.
Shirosaki-sensei and the others just got to Charles. They're getting ready to grill Mamiya-san.
Got it. Then I'll head...
Thanks.
There we go. Oh, there's the boxing style. Yeah, I haven't done much with the boxing. I actually don't think I even used the boxing style yet. I kind of like that style. That's kind of cool. That's kind of weird to have a boxing style on it, but I like it. You do similar to the moves that you do during the boxing mini game. Well, that was definitely interesting. There's just so many people, it's hard to like skateboard through here, but once in a while you can get it going if you just get out. Just navigate really good through the crowd and watch out for people crossing like that. Yeah, those are some sweet punches right there. Dodge and weave, dodge, weave, dodge.
Perfect. Stay down.
Nice. don't hit the car. Okay. Yeah, a lot of it's just, if you want to actually platinum games like this, with so much to do on there, you just gotta spend hours and hours and hours playing different mini games and doing different things like that. What? There we go. Oh,
Really?
they got the whole gang there.
You
Again,
too
the
get into
sensei was there
sections?
too.
What?
Wow.
Am I in the way?
Just didn't expect him to be
Of
there.
course not. I didn't know you still did field work.
I figured if they could pull a fast one on Saurikun, I'd at least want to look them in the eye.
Why are all these people here? What gives?
We've been waiting for you, Yagami-san. Mamiya-san is about to enlighten us on the truth behind the groping.
Good.
Oh, and I heard about Sawa-sensei. I'm so sorry.
Our condolences.
Looks like she got mixed up in all this when RK was chasing after Kawana. But we're still not sure why they chased him. To figure that out, we'll have to retrace Kawana's steps.
Exactly.
That said, let's start with the harassment charges, Mamiya-san.
Fine. Let's get this over with.
Pout all
Yeah,
you
you
want.
better tell us
Keep the
everything.
answers straight. Got it?
Pout all you want.
Ehara's assault was designed to establish a false alibi for Mikoshiba's murder. So Kawana had you play the victim, and together you pulled one over on the police and the court.
Can you confirm if this is all accurate so far, please?
Yeah.
The person who groped you on the train wasn't Ehara-san himself. It was his stand-in. And my understanding is that he had conspirators to help him fabricate this event?
That's right.
What was Kawana doing at the time? Was he in Ijincho or Tokyo?
Didn't you hear your lady friend? Ehara-san had a stand-in. And that stand-in was our sensei.
You mean Kawana posed as Ehara himself?
They don't like anything alike.
So this Ehara was actually Kawana. Huh.
Sensei and Ehara-san have a pretty similar...
Yeah, but on the face,
Not sure
it
they
doesn't
could've
look
pulled it
anything
off
like it.
otherwise, you know?
Huh.
But some spots don't look right, like his mouth. You sure that's really Kawana-san?
That part around his mouth is fake.
Oh,
he
he
said he
scanned his
Ehara-san's
face.
and made it on a 3D
Yeah, I was
printer.
gonna say that's weird, but
Oh,
that makes sense
huh.
now.
You can print things in 3D now?
Well, it's a machine that takes a model's data from a computer and prints physical objects using materials like resin. So if you were to scan a person's face onto a computer, a 3D printer could accurately recreate it.
Yeah. He was like, huh.
I don't know
So
the
this is getting a little
details,
too much for
but
me.
that's what Sensei used to become Ehara-san.
Interesting.
Something like this.
That makes sense now.
See, with a 3D printer, a piece of a face is pretty easy to make.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
I see. His eyes are hidden behind the sunglasses, and the seams on his jaw are obscured by the mask.
It's incredible, I must say. With the mouth area so visible, it's too convincing to think he's anybody else.
Yeah,
And with
it's
the
true.
prosecution assuming he's just another sexual predator, they fell for it.
This is no time to be impressed. In case you forgot, he had the defense fooled too.
Right.
At the same time, though, you
Assuming
kind of
Kawana
have to be
was
impressed
Ehara's
by it.
double, there's still some evidence I'm iffy about.
I'm of the same opinion.
Okay. Which evidence is questionable?
I'd say probably the murder footage.
Any thoughts after seeing this?
Stop it.
You're gonna
Just
look
look at it,
away?
lady.
You aided and abetted by playing the victim, didn't you?
I mean, yes.
Who put this video up on the internet?
Sensei did. He said from the start that once
And this lady was
Ehara-san
probably
got
the same one that went to Sala
he'd
Sensei.
upload it to the internet.
So that was all part of the plan.
Yeah. Sensei can't forgive the law for how easy it lets out bullies. Ehara-san's the same way. His son's death was brushed aside. The court blamed his suicide on unknown factors. And that's what led them to his whole plan. The real victim is some bully who never got what he deserved, and the killer gets off in court by being convicted of battery. How would the public respond after finding out they'd gamed the law like that?
So Kawana and Ehara's real plan was to make a mockery out of the justice system.
Seems to be going well for them. The courts are beside themselves for dragging the police into this.
Of course.
I guess Ehara really was desperate. He was never concerned about his own punishment. He tarnished his own name to humiliate the law.
Yeah, cop or not, Ehara is a broken man. Nobody took responsibility for his son's death. The courts all but ignored his case.
Exactly.
No wonder he went along with Kawana.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Sensei and Ehara-san are the perfect pair with nothing to lose. The only ones who do are the ones forced to comply. Us. Speaking of which, are we done here yet?
I better press through on the evidence. Time to pull back curtain on this groping case. I'm not sure which one to choose. Maybe that one? I don't know.
This came out pretty clearly.
Uh-huh.
So the guy in the back is Kawana posing as Ehara, right?
Yes. And he actually didn't lay a finger on me. His prints couldn't show up.
Sounds like you had a hell of a time getting this set up.
I didn't. But Sensei sure did.
I don't know what else to do. I mean, we're looking at everything. Do we just have to go over all the
Can you
evidence?
take a closer look at this?
It's almost like we're just going through every
That's
single
the
thing of
Ike
footage that we
video
have.
station platform. What about it?
If Kawana was pretending to be Ehara, then Kawana was also the man in the video before he got on the train, correct?
Right. Didn't we
I
go
was
over
gonna say,
this
that's...
already?
Yeah, I feel like we're just going over the same
Guess
stuff.
we did, huh?
So we gotta find something that actually has, like... I don't know what else to even do.
What do you make of
I mean, what's there to doubt? The one running on the platform wasn't Ehara-san. It was...
meaning...
There is no more meaning. That's all there is to it. Ehara-san used a stand-in to fake his hour. The stand-in turned out to be none other than Jin Kawana.
Yep.
Which Mommy...
Good to know we... This piece of the puzzle still needs an explanation.
Is that...
The police examined the trace evidence on Ehara's hands after he was caught.
I guess that was the one I should have been
From the
looking
analysis,
at.
the same fibers from Mamiya-san's undergarments were found on Ehara's hands.
That's right. If the stand-in was the groper, Ehara-san wouldn't have touched Mamiya-san at all. But the evidence on Ehara-san's hands suggests otherwise. Rather strange, isn't it?
I take it there was a trick to this, too?
That's
Yeah, what was the trick? There we
Before
go.
I got on the train,
That was the one
I
we
met
should have
with
looked
the real
at.
Ehara-san at the underground platform. That's when I had him touch the undergarment. for that,
Weird.
all I had to do was go to the bathroom and put them on. That's where the fibers in the trace were from.
Huh. Crazy. Just as I suspected. They fabricated it long before it
What the
happened.
police found on Ehara-san's hands was exactly what we wanted them to find. And it would serve as heart proof he grabbed me. The courts really ate it up. It was hard not to laugh sometimes, to be honest.
Yeesh, this lady's crazy.
You're really starting to open up.
Yeah, I
That's
shouldn't.
suspicious.
I don't know why I didn't think about that one, but that should be the last. What? Okay.
How about this then?
What's this? A map of...
We made a diagram of Shinjuku Station. The platform...
We've all been looking into it. So, let's say Ehara murdered Mikoshiba and faked his alibi at the station. If that was the case, then after Ehara had his stand-in do the deed, they would have swapped at this blind spot. Sound about right.
Right there, she
I
kind
give
of...
up what you're looking for. You figured it out. You win. What more do you want?
I don't know, that's what I want to know. Don't really have much else to look at. I think we're just going over everything.
How should we be looking at this?
The guy getting taken down in the footage is the real Ehara-san. Sensei had already switched places with them before the scene happened. No one saw through his disguise.
Makes sense. There'd be no way to swap places after getting caught like this.
Huh.
His sunglasses were removed too.
Also, the person who tripped him was one of ours. So was the one who took the smartphone video. If nobody tried to stop him, he would have just
That
gotten
right there.
But the most important part of it was pinning Ehara-san as the culprit out in public.
Right. If that didn't happen, the entire alibi goes up in smoke.
More or less.
So basically, this entire battery case was calculated from the start.
Nothing but
Nothing
smoke
but
and
smoke
mirrors.
and mirrors.
Yep. Really? So you have to go over all the evidence? Yeah, we went over everything. Man.
How about this then?
And this is?
Before.
Right, and it was on October...
Thanks, Hoshino-kun.
Happy to help, Yagami-san.
At the earliest, Mikoshiba's time of death would have been 7:30 a.m. If Ehara killed Mikoshiba in the Jinsho, he would have only had 13 minutes to get to Ikebukuro. And frankly, that's impossible.
Well, that would be the
That's what's stumping you?
Huh?
Sensei borrowed the card from Ehara-san beforehand and passed her the key. Afterward, he slipped it back to Ehara-san when they switched places. That way, Ehara-san ended up having the time-stamped card on him. Makes sense now?
So even the entry time through the ticket gate was used as part of the alibi?
It all seems so obvious now that I hear it. Nobody'd suspect that a groping was being used as an alibi for murder.
Yeah. And on top of all that, no one knew Mikoshiba had been killed during the trial. They really pulled it off.
Anything else?
I sure hope not.
Yagami-san, you sure that's enough?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all
I
we
think
looked
we've
at.
got plenty. Bottom line, at the very least, we know that the prosecution's evidence can all be refuted.
The courts were being intentionally misled. I'm considering filing an appeal.
I
Are
would.
you saying you want a retrial?
Yeah.
I am. We'll reveal Ehara and Kawana's plot and overturn the verdict they issued.
That
gonna
might
be
be
tough.
harder than it sounds.
Yeah.
Why do you say that, Kanda-sensei?
Well, the previous trial resulted in Ehara being found guilty, right? As
Yep.
the client, if he doesn't want an appeal, there's no way you're getting one.
So somehow we
Doesn't matter
got
what
to get him
anyone
to say
tries
something.
to do.
Agree to
If
something.
Ehara refuses to appeal, then that's that.
And we'll talk to him tomorrow. First, we need to see how he reacts to everything we've got on him.
Sounds good. Then let's meet at the detention center tomorrow.
Will do.
So, we done for the night?
Sure are. Great job, everyone. Go get some rest.
I couldn't believe that we had to go through over all the evidence like that.
Yo, Yagami, you sure it was cool to let that Mamiya chick just go home?
Yeah? Why?
I mean, she helped Kuwana kill all those people. Aren't you gonna turn her in or something?
I would. There's nothing we can do.
Nothing we can do?
Frankly, we don't have any proof of the murder she was talking about.
What, so this is all for nothing?
Nothing directly pointing to Mamiya anyway. Aside from Mikoshiba, no other bodies turned up. Which means all we can do is take her home, right? Sugiura is making sure she gets back safe.
Fine, forget it. Why are you still here? Everyone else went home already.
Come on, man, why the cold shoulder? Am I really that annoying?
You wouldn't be the guy I'd call to hang out with. So if you're done, then go.
Wow. Straight for the jugular, huh?
But if it's help you need, I'll be there. I've had nothing but time lately. But only if you bow your head and ask nice. Then I'll consider it.
I know for a fact you'd help me out regardless, so why waste a good bow? Thanks for the drink.
Dude, come on. That was your cue to bow and ask nice.
I was like, that's funny. Those two always have an interesting relationship.
Really, guys?
Whee! So we gotta hit the couch to go to the next part. Let's go ahead and do that. Come on, dude. Gotta stop. Whatever. I didn't even touch a button there, and it automatically went onto the skateboard for some reason. Go, time to rest. Get my health up. Check on the video. Okay. Hopefully we'll have enough. I can do 1 hour at a time, so hopefully I can get through this next part before the video is over. Oh. So we just need to take a taxi and we're going to go to the detention center. So let's go down here and we'll take that taxi. It's so crazy there's a police station right there. That was on Like a Dragon, and also this one, so that must be a new one that they built in the last 2 or 3 years. So we're going to head to the detention center and talk to Ehara and see if we can get him to have us redo a different trial.
So, you're recommending an appeal? I have that right? Did some new evidence come to light?
Oh, there's a lot of new evidence.
You and
that came
Mamiya
to light,
told us
buddy.
some things. Like how you faked your alibi for Mikoshiba's murder. You wanted the sexual battery conviction, right?
Well,
Your goal was to avenge your son and humiliate the law on a grand scale.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ehara-san, we have a
course
much
he
better
denied it.
grasp
Of course
of
he's
the
gonna
situation
deny
than
it.
you think.
And what exactly have you grasped?
Like Yagami-san just said, you're innocent, as far as the harassment goes. As your lawyer, I'll file for an appeal, and we'll make sure the world knows it.
Thanks, but no. I'm scum of the earth. A pervert. The prosecution and the judge made that very clear in the verdict.
On the day of the crime, October 7th, at around 6:30 a.m., you were in Ijincho, not Tokyo.
Baloney. I was relaxing at home.
Except that you weren't.
Oh?
You wanted to give the man who pushed your son to suicide the beating of a lifetime. And you'd miss out on that opportunity if you were at home, which is why you were in Ijincho instead. Isn't that right? You and Kawana's former students staked out Mikoshiba's house until he left. Then you dragged your prey into a car and brought him to an abandoned building in Ijincho, which would later become a murder scene. Every bone on Mikoshiba's fingers was broken. Remembering how he pushed Toshiro-kun to his death, it's no wonder you'd go that far. You tortured Mikoshiba without a shred of remorse. You inflicted no small amount of pain and terror. There's no way you weren't there, and I'd put my money on that.
And then...
You need the whole play-by-play? Even though you already know it?
Oh, not at all. I'm just fascinated by this outrageous little story.
I'll use a piece of evidence to show what he did next after beating up Mikoshiba. I'd say the only real thing that we can show is the murder footage.
As for what you did next after beating Mikoshiba,
It's quite a home video.
without leaving anything on Mikoshiba's body that could be traced back to you, you slit his throat. Estimated time of death was around 7:30 a.m. on October 7th. You tossed the bloody coat and made your way to Ikebukuro Station, where Yui Mamiya was waiting.
Are you sure? I was at Ikebukuro by 7:30 a.m. Would have been impossible for me to kill Mikoshiba in Ijincho.
The person in the security camera footage in Ikebukuro was a double who imitated your likeness. The identity of whom belonged to Jin Kawana, the handyman in Ijincho. Or maybe you know him by a different name. Former high school teacher Yu Kitakata. So which name did he give you?
I don't know who you're talking about.
With Kawana in view of the security camera, you met up with Yui Mamiya at Ikebukuro first. That's where you touched the undergarment she had prepared. The police would later discover the trace evidence on your hands and pin the groping on you. Then you made your way to Shinjuku Station. After that, Mamiya and Kawana acted out the groping as they arrived at Shinjuku Station. Kawana jumped out of the train and Mamiya chased after her. And then, in the smallest of blind spots in a station absolutely packed with cameras, you were waiting for Kawana, who looked just like you. With the two of you matching, you were able to swap places in that huge crowd without anyone noticing. Kawana handed you the transit card used to pass the ticket gate. Just one piece of hard evidence that places you in Ikebukuro at 7:43 a.m. And right after the swap, Mamiya started calling for help. After that, we've all seen how the news reported it. You were caught in a public place with plenty of witnesses.
An active duty police officer arrested for sexual battery. The public outcry was very clear. As a result, despite it being your first offense, you were actually tried and convicted. The consensus is that it was a fitting punishment for someone so heinous. Even as your lawyer, I felt the same.
Have some confidence in yourself, Shirosaki-sensei. The prosecution, the judge, and a lawyer like you all laid out the evidence in court and found me guilty. I'm in no position to doubt it. And I've long accepted the ruling that Toshiro was never bullied.
Yeah, right.
There's nothing I can do but abide by the rule of law. Right? That's all I can do, right?
I know what you're trying to say. You carried out
Calm
the
down,
justice
dude. Calm
that the
down.
courts wouldn't, right?
Everything my son went through was passed off like it never even happened. School, the teachers, and yes, the court. They all dismissed the reason he died.
That's when Kawana came in the picture, telling you Toshiro-kun had been bullied. But was it Kawana's words that suddenly made you want to kill Mikoshiba? Because all of his fingers were broken while he was still alive. Was that really all just your pent-up rage?
What do you have to say, Ehara-san?
There shouldn't have been any evidence of Mikoshiba's bullying. Who told Ehara the truth?
Was Sawa-sensei the one who told
Sawa
you the
Sensei's
truth?
the only one I can think of.
She was the only person Toshiro-kun confided in. You had to have heard it from her, right?
Nearly hit the nail on the head, as they say.
Nearly?
After my trial, she confessed she knew about the bullying. But only to her old teacher over the phone. She had no idea she was being recorded.
What?
Kuwana-san let me listen to that recording where I learned Sawa-sensei had been muzzled by both the homeroom teacher and the lawyer. That was the proof of Toshiro's bullying I wanted all throughout the trial. After hearing Sawa-sensei's words, I finally understood. They pushed my boy over the edge.
Was there no other evidence of the bullying? Like a diary of Toshiro-kun's or something of the sort?
Nothing. Toshiro never talked to me or my wife about the bullying. And that was probably all my fault. He was bullied in middle school, too. Kids would throw his pencil case around or hide his books. When I heard about it, I chewed him out. They walk all over you because you're weak. Grow spine, I told him.
That's not good.
I take it that was the wrong approach.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't imagine how much courage it took for him to come forward about his suffering. I'm sure he felt ashamed about it.
Yeah.
And I should have listened when he pleaded for help. I should have told him I was proud of his bravery. But instead, I pushed him away. And in the end, Toshiro tried to make sure he never showed weakness to us again.
That's kind of sad from
No matter
being
how
a dad
much
like
pain
that,
he
and you
was in.
said something like that and
He
caused
went to
even
a
more
private
problems.
school out in Yokohama because he hated living with me. But in the end, he still suffered.
And that's why you didn't hesitate to unleash hell on Mikoshiba.
If you say so.
I still won't admit, might be
So
killing
the
him not
first
to.
time Kawana showed up was when he let you listen to the phone call with Sawa-sensei, right?
Yes. He approached me and asked me if I still wanted justice for my son. I was in uniform when he came to me too. Very bold. But it paid off. I owe him a debt of gratitude. He reassured me he had already taken care of multiple individuals like Goshiba, and that he'd urged other families to avenge the children they lost to bullying. He'd tell them that simply being branded a bully wasn't enough. He promised to deliver real justice.
If justice can be served at one's own discretion, laws would cease to serve their function. If the law isn't fair to everyone, no one will obey it. The law is only able to help the powerless because it can't be swayed by money, force, or anything else.
Then tell me, what's the solution when the law fails to punish someone who laughs in its face? To overlook those the law won't judge is to abandon those the law couldn't protect.
To render justice with confidence, you require sufficient evidence.
Some of the victims' families refused Kawana's offer of revenge, telling him it would be unforgivable. But even after rejecting his offer, not a one reported Kawana-san to the police.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that implies?
Whether you follow
Whether
through
you
with it or
follow
not.
through with revenge or not, Kawana-san presents a solution that resonates with people. Being that the law is unfair and imperfect. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. But we're fighting to make it as fair as we can. Laws have to change until they are perfect.
They don't change fast enough. Toshiro's death was murder by another name. Yet Hiromi Kushiba walked free. He even got to enroll in a teaching program as a student teacher. Someone like him? It's insane! I'd die of old age before the law was ever written to be fair enough. For Toshiro's sake, I can't turn a blind eye to a world where the Mikoshibas can live without consequence. Tell me, what alternative was there to getting blood on my hands? I didn't have any other choice.
Yagami-san, did he just...
This is the first time you've admitted to
Yeah,
killing
he actually admitted it.
You really did your research, unlike those useless cops. Hassan's plan was impressive, almost airtight. I didn't expect it to be unraveled so quickly.
I just got lucky. There was some dirt on Yui Mamiya that Kuwana could have used against her. If we hadn't found it, there's no way we would have gotten her to talk.
Yep, exactly.
What
He
are you
definitely
talking
did his
about?
due diligence.
It's alright, but I'm under no obligation to tell you.
That's true. He doesn't have to tell.
You'll be sent to prison as a sex offender as it stands.
Of course. Just as I planned. The charges will be confirmed, and I'll be convicted. As for the police and the prosecution, they wouldn't be able to admit they made a mistake. I could scream, "I killed Mikoshiba" at the top of my lungs. It wouldn't matter.
Are you saying you intend to admit to the murder after you're released?
Everyone's seen the video of me killing Mikoshiba by now. It's obviously authentic, but the prosecution and the police are saying it's fake. They need it to be fake. Even if I do confess, they'll sweep it under the rug.
Huh.
They wouldn't.
Yeah,
No,
they
that's
probably
not
would.
beneath them. But I take it how they react doesn't really matter to you. All you want is to humiliate the law, don't you? The same system that determined Toshiro-kun's incident didn't happen.
It seems you're starting to understand, Yagami-san. The prosecution wanted to charge me for Mikoshiba's murder. Then they'd have to retract the battery verdict. And that would mean admitting to a massive blunder by the court at the hands of a criminal. It would be chaos. Despite knowing who murdered Mikoshiba, no one would know what to make of the case. Wouldn't that just be wonderful?
I hear you. And I even get why you'd feel pretty proud of accomplishing that.
Do you?
But in this case, the guy's pretty much grabbed the tiger by the tail.
What tiger's tail?
Someone's issuing orders to the thugs in Kamurocho from behind the scenes. He's the tiger in this case. And they've been closing in on your partner, Kuwana. And Sawa-sensei got in their path. I'm sure you get the newspaper in here, right? You know, don't you? Sawa-sensei was killed after the thugs broke into her home. All because she got involved with Kuwana.
I'm aware she was killed. This is the first I'm hearing of the reason why. And by thugs, you mean arcade?
Arcade, yep.
Yeah, but we don't know why they're going after Kuwana. Any ideas?
It'd be interesting if he had some
No way
ideas
I
for it.
know.
You think it could be because she got mixed up in your deadly little game?
Excuse me.
That's what getting away with murder really looks like. The more you perpetuate the lie, the greater the rift you create. And then, the unthinkable happens. Kuwana killed others besides Mikoshiba. You said so yourself. That's what brought the angry tiger into play. And if Sawa-sensei ended up paying for that instead, then how can you begin to believe your vengeance is fair?
Exactly.
Because she gave false testimony. She lied in court to say Toshiro was never bullied.
She couldn't name Mikoshiba, who was a minor at the time, without evidence.
Huh.
What's more, she was haunted by her testimony, always second-guessing if she did the right thing. But now she's been killed. Somehow that's acceptable to you? I'm gonna clear up what happened to Sawa-sensei, just like you did for Toshiro-kun.
How?
By going public with everything you and Kawana did. The first step is to appeal the sexual battery and undo this whole lie.
You never groped Yui Mamiya. That's one crime you're innocent of, Ehara-san. The court's verdict was incorrect. So please give us the chance to appeal. We can prove your innocence.
What on earth would I get out of that?
You get to humiliate the court again. Besides, what are you gonna do for the next half a year in a cell?
Fine. Do what you want. But just know this.
Yes?
I have no intention of admitting to killing Mikoshiba in court. Is your appeal still worth a damn?
We won't know till we try. Let's go, Sari-san. We have client approval to proceed with the appeal. We better act fast.
Yes, agreed.
Yagami-san. Sawa-sensei's death isn't on me. Even if I have grabbed the tiger by the tail. That doesn't mean I killed her.
By that logic, you may as well admit that Mikoshiba didn't kill Toshiro-kun. You can't have it both ways. Listen to me. Everything about you, about Kawana, about why Sawa-sensei had to die, we're gonna expose all of it. That's the only thing left we can do for her.
I'm going to fill Genda-sensei in on what happened. Why don't you head over to the office?
Sure thing.
We're right next to the office, so sure. I'll head up there. This is getting pretty crazy right now, guys. Hope that you guys are enjoying the story of how
admitted to killing
crazy
Mikoshiba,
it's
did
getting.
Off the record, yeah. He also admitted Kawana approached him to offer revenge.
That sounds like you were productive.
It's enough for us to move forward with the appeal, I'd say. How does that sound, Genda-sensei?
Genda-sensei?
The sexual battery and Mikoshiba's murder are the very same case. To clear Ehara of harassment, you'll need to prove he murdered Mikoshiba. But you don't have evidence he did, do you?
Ehara-san was captured on video committing the murder.
And the prosecution claims it's a fake, of unknown origins. The police are saying the same.
They're only saying that to cover their asses.
In reality, the sexual battery evidence against Ehara-san is what was really fake. At the very least, we can claim Yui Mamiya and the others aided in fabricating that, alibi or not.
You really think the courts will grant you an appeal for just that?
Are you saying that's not possible?
I wouldn't go that far. But Ehara won't admit to murdering Mikoshiba in court. Kind of significant, don't you think? So what chance do you have even if you do appeal? Without any decisive new evidence, you'll just end up splitting hairs over the original verdict. And what good'll it do other than damage your own reputation, Saru-kun?
So Genda-sensei's worried about Sari-san's career. I'm sure that's the case, although...
To be honest with you, I feel like I've been deeply underestimated.
What?
Oh, snap.
Saru-san, are you actually mad?
Oh, she sounds mad.
As a matter of fact, I am.
You have every right to be.
Listen, Sensei. Ehara and Kawana devised this plan knowing full well they could manipulate the justice system.
Exactly.
Have we not fallen right into their trap? If we take pity on the prosecution now, we play right into their hand.
True.
So how can we worry about reputation when our duty as lawyers is to face the law?
I understand where you're coming from, and you're right to think it, but...
And another thing. While acting as Ehara's defense in the first trial, I never truly believed the claim. I didn't trust the person I was defending, and I felt sick to my stomach even being in the courtroom.
Sorry-san.
Ehara likely saw right through that. He probably took great delight in our myopic dedication to the law. And I won't stand for that. I'm gonna show him exactly what I can do.
What about you, Yagami? I want to hear your thoughts.
He's not saying it, but he disagrees with Sari-san. How should I move this forward?
We should listen to Sari-san. I understand why Ehara and Kawana did what they did. I can't condone it.
I see. So you feel it too, huh?
Yep.
Yes. Although my motivation may not be as righteous as Sari-san's.
What do you mean?
Mikoshiba's murder, the fake groping alibi, the one behind it all was Kawana, and he's in hiding. We need to shine enough light on him that the public can see what he is. And the perfect place to do it is during Ehara's appeal hearing.
So it's not Ehara you're after, but Kawana.
If we pursue Ehara's case, Kawana-san's actions will naturally come to light.
And if we draw out Kawana, then RK and the ones backing them will make their move. Soma from RK said Sawa-sensei knew too much. Which means whoever's behind them has a secret that needs to stay buried, even if it means murder. And I need to figure that secret out. I owe Sawa-sensei that closure. The only thing we can do for her now is make sure the ones pulling the strings pay for it.
Well said. I guess going back wasn't ever really an option.
Genda-sensei.
Looks like I got complacent from all the peace and quiet. Leave it to me to underestimate the younger generation.
I apologize. I shouldn't have been so impertinent.
That should be my line, Sari-kun. I suppose I have to make up my mind after all that, don't I? Get out there and do what needs to be done. And heaven help anyone in your way.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
you heard him.
Hello?
Yagamishi, are you still in Kamurocho?
Yeah, why? What's up?
I'm afraid RK seems to be amassing an Ijincho. It's very bizarre.
Are they now?
That's not good.
I can't shake the feeling that the officers like Soma and Akutsu are still in town.
You think so? If I was Soma, I'd have left the Jinsho by now. He's a person of interest in Sawa-sensei's murder, too.
I see. That does make sense.
Things are settling into place here, though. I'm heading back to Jinsho with Sugiura. We got a lot to go over with you when I get back.
Wonder what it could be. Okay, see you soon then.
Because it's time to head out. So we're gonna head to... Sugiura's like, huh? He's like, where we going? Let's go find a taxi, dude.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Let's hurry and head over there and see what we can do. It says head to Yokohama 99.
Well, now that's something. Looks like we're finally starting to see the whole picture.
Kawana-san, or rather Kitakata-sensei, huh? And his students helped Ehara murder Mikoshiba. But there's still some things that doesn't explain.
Like what?
Like, why does RK keep going after Kawana-san? You think that's weird too, right, Yagami-san?
Yeah. That's the piece of the puzzle that'll lead us to why Sawa-sensei got killed. Before they came to Ijincho, RK was originally looking for Shinya Kawai. But when they found out he might have been killed, they suddenly shifted gears to Kawana. So what are they trying to accomplish?